Join me now from Washington, D.C., host of the radio show America First, author of The War for America's Soul, and former Deputy Assistant to President Trump, Dr. Sebastian Gorka. Sebastian, it's so great to see you. I want to get your reaction to this. Just to be clear here, 0 Democrats voted for an overqualified woman. Let that sink in. 0 Democrats voted for her.
Well, of course, Stephanie, because this one lady, this 48-year-old mother of 7, has just destroyed the left-wing propaganda article of faith. We've been told since the 1960s, you can't be a mother and you can't be a successful professional woman. And also, we've been told that Christianity is a ploy to control you. What do we have in the glorious ACB, now Associate Justice Amy Coney Barrett? We have a woman who is a successful judge, who has taught at George Washington University at Notre Dame. This is a woman who is a mother of school-aged children, who is rising to the highest court in the land. She has done it all, and she has destroyed the myth of the left-wing propaganda machine that you can't be a successful mother. She is, and that's why they hate her. And the disgrace, Tim Kaine walking past the individual last night, taking the votes, doing this, putting a thumbs down. Mazie Hirono, who should be there representing successful women, saying, hell no. This is a disgrace for the Democrat Party, but it is a glorious day for the Constitution, for the president, and for all true patriots, Steph.
Yeah, the Democratic reaction, totally shameful. And, you know, they're all about empowering women and women running for office and women holding positions of power, unless, of course, they're conservative women. So it's really outrageous. But hopefully the voters see what's happening before they go to the polls, so they can consider that before voting for a Democrat this time around. Now, I'm just thinking, how do the Jeff Flakes of the world and the John Kasichs of the world feel about...
Let me say... On that issue, let me say, for the next 7 days until the election, the RNC should have soundbite clips of Amy Coney Barrett being sworn in by Clarence Thomas, the man who suffered a high-tech lynching at the hand of Senator Joe Biden. That should be the campaign. It is an amazing moment for all Americans. Sorry, Steph.
Definitely. Now, I was asking you, how do you think the Jeff Flakes of the world or the John Kasichs of the world, these anti-Trumpers, how do they feel now? Because a lot of these Republicans that really despise Trump, obviously for political purposes, they can't ignore the fact that now under President Trump, 3 Supreme Court justices, over 200 judges, and they can't say that President Trump hasn't done anything.
How do they feel? How do the Jeff Flakes of the world feel? Stephanie Hamill, I couldn't care less, because they are irrelevant, snowflake, fake Republicans. That's the truth. We have, I tweeted it out immediately as she raised her hand last night. I tweeted out, without a doubt, empirically, Donald Trump last night at 9:15 p.m. Eastern has become the most successful conservative president of the modern age. And look, don't get me wrong, I love the Gipper. I grew up under Maggie Thatcher in the UK. I looked at Ronald Reagan as an amazing statesman. But whether it's the judges, the wall, crushing ISIS, the economy, Donald Trump is the greatest conservative president of the modern age.
Yeah. And now we have Biden talking about putting together some sort of bipartisan commission of scholars to look in how to reform the court system. It doesn't need reform. What is he even talking about? And like I said, he's been, you know, wishy-washy back and forth on whether he would support expanding the court. I don't think he has a choice. The radical left runs Biden's campaign. Harris is a radical leftist. This is where the Democrats want to go. And this is, again, something else that voters need to keep in mind in the next few days.
Let me get out my Democrat to English dictionary. Reform the court. Reform the court means turn it into a branch of the Democrat Party. That's all it means. They're angry because they didn't get to choose an associate justice. They're angry because they want the Supreme Court to rubber stamp the radical policies of the Democrat Party. And Joe Biden doesn't exist anymore. He's a cipher. He's a cardboard cutout. This is the man who we have on video saying, yes, hell yes, we're getting rid of fossil fuels. Yes, we're getting rid of fracking. Oh, what? And suddenly, because he's in Pennsylvania, the kid from Scranton says, oh, don't worry about it. I never said that. Hey, Sleepy Joe, Beijing Biden, we've got the video and we're using it.
Speaking of basement Biden, I don't know if you saw this clip. I posted it on Twitter, but Beto O'Rourke in Texas is like out of the woodwork, and he posted a video online begging Biden to make it to Texas. We have the video roll tape.
18,000 people have died in this state. My hometown of El Paso, 85% Mexican American, is the hot spot in the country right now. That is a failure of leadership from Donald Trump and those who've been complicit and enabled him. For Joe Biden to come here, connect those dots, offer the alternative, would be so energizing, so catalytic for the voters of Texas, especially Latino voters. This is Biden's state to lose, and we are doing our part here in Texas. We would love to see Joe Biden come down here as well.
I don't even know where to start with this clip. First of all, Beto, Robert Francis O'Rourke, he's wearing a mask alone outside. Like, that's the first thing that stood out to me. Number two, he's begging Biden to come to Texas. And number three, do you remember the movie Napoleon Dynamite? Like, that's what Napoleon Dynamite would look like if he was a fake Latino wearing a mask outdoors alone.
What's this Latino? What's this Latino? He's Irish. Hey, Robert. Hey, Bobby. You're Irish.
Yes.
Okay. The Hispanic cleaning lady called you Beto. It doesn't make you Latino. Okay. I mean, why are we bringing this guy up, Steph? Who cares?
Because I saw it on Twitter yesterday. I don't even know why it came into my news feed, but I just started laughing out loud last night, and I was like, why is this guy even talking? Like Biden needs Beto's advice on how to win a campaign in Texas. I'm actually crying now. It's not funny.
Latino. It's funny. It's an SNL skit from when SNL used to actually be funny, Steph.
Okay. Well, Beto is, by the way, I'm sure that guy who drives alone with a mask on, by the way. Like, that is yes, exactly who you see driving on the road. But really quickly, so Biden is hiding right now. He's, put a lid on the campaign.
Hang on, Steph, we've never seen this. In the last 10 days before a presidential election, one of the candidates is in his basement? It's incredible.
Okay, well, just think of his interview from over the weekend where he kept saying that Bush was the president. And he couldn't remember who the president was. And then his wife's on the side. She's like, Trump, like hoping that he would hear him. It was just so ridiculous. But also, the elephant in the room here, the big Hunter Biden laptop from hell scandal. And the media is covering for him. And now they're trying to pretend that this is like Russia collusion part 2. Aren't people tired of this whole Russia hoax thing? Do you think it's going to sit well with the American people? We've already been through this rodeo.
The people who aren't indoctrinated are tired. They see through the lies and the propaganda. But let me tell you something. I had my big birthday bash here at the weekend, a big birthday. Somebody who was there who has seen the emails and promised me the hammer is about to fall. So stay tuned, my friends. Forget the hookers, forget the crack cocaine, forget the money from Russia, the money from China. The really big news is about to drop. So buckle up, America, and get 3 of your friends to the polling station with you, and we can win this for the president.
Wait a minute. Did I miss your birthday? I forgot to wish you happy birthday.
It was only my 5th, yes, my dear. Don't worry about it.
I'm sorry. Well, happy birthday, happy belated birthday. I'm also a little offended that I wasn't invited to your birthday bash, but...
Hey, do you live in the swamp? Did you desert the swamp, Stephanie Hamill? Don't put that on me. You deserted us.
I did desert the swamp. Anyway, Sebastian, I got to run. Thank you so much for joining us.